Hi Mo on the Go family, how are you? How's everything going? I hope everything's going okay. Well, you never guess what, huh? Mo has decided to take up the challenge because B was here, Bridget Ekpo was here, and she really taught me a lot of lessons about having to be committed to your channel and continuing regardless. I'm so happy for the new subscribers who have joined me. Welcome, and I'd like to welcome our new guest today. We're talking about the different types of Kenyan men. Woo! All right, guys, come for us. We're waiting for you. This time, you know what? I want us to talk about the truth. And so I have somebody else with me here. Well, you won't believe it, but this is actually the second take. Actually, we had done one before, and then, of course, we pressed all the wrong buttons. Oh, my God, I'm really not...
You have to do it again. It's okay.
Anyway, it's okay. Nice background, yeah? You like our background there? Backdrop. Yeah, it was kind of like a picture. We're out in the hanging lines area. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the two different types of Kenyan men. And they fall into basically two general categories. Today we've been talking about it, and actually we've been talking about it since yesterday, isn't it?
Yes.
Pauline and I are from two different regions of the country. I'm from the central part of Kenya, and she's from?
Nyanza.
From the western part of Kenya. And the guys in that side are actually different. And you know that I live in Mombasa, which is on the southeastern side of Kenya. So what happens is that in Kenya we have a lot of diversity. So it's kind of difficult to, and not fair really to generalize, you know, but basically it's good to have an idea about the differences in the different types of men around. So basically men fall into two general categories in Kenya. We discovered that there's two types. What are they, Pauline?
The streetwise smart men, they're entrepreneurs, they're go-getters, they're hustlers, they look any opportunity and they go there and grab it. They're not afraid.
They're development conscious.
Yes.
They're very organized. You can count on them. They're dependable, especially when it comes
Very
to...
generous.
Yeah, they're very generous with their money, especially when it comes to community
Fundraising.
types of things, like fundraising for community projects, or things like, you know, if you have a funeral, you have a wedding, you have somebody's body you need to bring from abroad, or you have a child you need to send to school, or you have treatment that you need to pay for someone to go for treatment. They're always there. They can be counted on. On top of that, they also have these chamas where they invest heavily in buildings and farms, and they're just, you know, just amazing enterprising men. So they actually focus much more on business and a bit less on books, because that's the second category of men that we have in general. And these are the men who we call book smart.
Yeah, intelligent men.
Yes, yeah. They base their intelligence on books. They take pride in where they went to school, how many degrees they have, up to, you know, what level, professorship,
And where?
how many articles that they have published,
And where? They
And
went,
where?
Yeah, it's very, very
where
key.
they went to school.
Very, very key.
Yes, and which group they were in, you know, and they compare themselves and they sit down and write notes, you know. Yeah, they compare
Which is not
notes.
a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing, yeah. So basically, they're very academically oriented. They're the ones who make up a lot of the doctors in the country, the lawyers, the professionals in the country, and, you know, people like that.
And they have style, Maureen.
Ooh, they're fashionable. Let's not
very.
forget about the fashion. They have the time, you know. Yeah. Also, the other thing that they have on them, those book smart guys from that region of the country, you know, they're the ones who have all the physique and, you know, the beautiful
Good-looking.
skin, beautiful smooth skin. They eat very, very strong diets of water-based diets.
And they love themselves. They love
Fish,
taking good care of themselves.
and of their families and
Yeah.
of their wives. You should see them, you know. Yeah, a wife is like, you know, decoration on them.
They don't mind spending on their families, on their women. Yani they like nice things. in
Exactly.
general.
Yeah. Those same enterprising, street smart guys, you know, they also have their negatives. Yeah, would you like to talk about them?
They feel threatened, especially when their relationship with a woman who is book smart. I think they feel threatened. Yeah, they feel intimidated. So,
Yeah.
but I think because right now the girl child...
That's a negative.
That's a negative.
Yeah.
But because right now the girl child has been empowered, I think they are coming down. They are coming to accept this, that these women are competing with us in a nice way, and so we should allow it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's one of the negatives, and one of the things, of course, that we're generalizing very much, but we're saying that generally that if you're street smart and you don't know much about books, of course you're going to be a bit intimidated by someone who knows more book than you, you know, and it's like that. So, and especially if it's your wife, for example. The other thing is that because streetwiseness requires you to wake up very early in the morning, come home late at night, it means many of them are indulging in things like alcohol, Alcohol abuse, so many of them are drunks. They drink a lot. They also they don't really party, but they drink a lot, eat a lot of meat. So they're not necessarily the healthiest of men. They deny themselves eating a proper diet, and many of them are ending up getting quite sick because of that. They may not look after themselves the way they really should.
And that's making the family to suffer because they are
Exactly.
absent parents.
Exactly. They could be absent parents. They may also think that spending money on the family might be like a waste because they're always looking to save. They're always looking to save. So they can come across to look as if they are stingy. That's the reason probably why we had, we won. We scored. Yeah. We won the title of the stingiest men in Africa, in the world. Actually, scary, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, it's
really scary.
scary.
I'm married to an Ivorian, and the Ivorian guy actually admits it because they come up second stingy in the world. And he said, I think that's true. So I told him, I was joking with the guy and saying, I went from the frying pan into the fire. Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah. But on the other hand, actually, eventually, at least if you're willing to accept that you're stingy, at least you can learn from it,
And do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The other problem that we have with some of those men, generally, the guys who are, very streetwise and everything, is that they can be cold and distant because they don't like open displays of affection. You can go and kiss and hug your guy and he'll be like,
They don't know about anything to do with romance in public.
They're not very romantic.
They are not romantic
But funny enough, behind closed doors in their homes, they're probably very romantic.
in their own way.
We don't really know, but they don't show it openly. So we assume they're not, because what do we say is romance? Romance is when you come with flowers. Oh God, you won't be caught dead carrying flowers, and he'll be taking you out for shopping. Oh, he won't be caught
Taking you
He can give you the
out.
money, you go shopping, but it's going to be very few of them that you're going to see in the shop
With
shopping
you.
with you. No, and you see that's the thing. It's part of the romance, spending time together with your wife or whatever. Yeah.
It's part of some love, even showing some love.
Exactly. So they can look like they're also escaping family responsibilities because they're out all day, come late at night. They can be very self-centered. They're selfish, appearing to be selfish. Maybe they're not, but they can appear to be selfish because they're not spending enough time with their families. Yeah, and in some cases they just don't want to have to deal with kids at all, so they just let them go.
They don't want this too much responsibilities.
They don't want responsibility,
No,
man. They just want to make the
and
money,
then they become violent.
sometimes they can become violent. Yes, exactly. And emotional violence is also part of violence. Yeah. So let's look at the negative traits of the guys on the other side, the book smart men. Many of the book smart men who we know, especially from her region of the country, they're negative traits.
They don't know how to save. Oh God,
They don't know how to
so
save,
clear.
man. They died poor.
They
Many
died
of
poor.
them.
Somebody so intellectual.
Because they're very flashy.
We don't know how to see. I don't know, seeing ahead.
Yeah, they're not minimalistic at all. You know what I mean? For them, it's about
Eating
let me
right
show
now,
you.
Yeah, it's living at
Drive the
moment.
latest car if they can afford it. Live
yeah.
in the nicest environment, nicest neighborhood. Pay the money.
Pay the money.
Exactly. And so they're quick to spend their money and slow to save it.
Yeah.
That is obviously changing, but that's just one of the generalizations of people from that side of the country. Again, on the other side is that even if they're really nice to you as a lady, you're not going to be the only one, are you?
Oh no. Oh hell no. There are going to be many.
You're
Just
going to be
accept
many
it.
of you being treated nicely.
Yeah, you're going to be many. They can't stand it.
Yeah.
Being with one.
The development conscious man, on the other hand, he's counting the number of women around because he's thinking of, I have to spend on this or I have to spend on that one. So they're limited, yeah? Although that's also changing. So basically, many of them can be quite tough and harsh to women. And so those are the things that they don't like the competition of women, basically. Yeah. So what can we do as women to kind of like address this issue, and men as well, because there are very many men also who are becoming feministic. We can call it feministic because they are concerned about the status of women because they have girls, they have children, and they have sisters, and they don't want to see them being oppressed.
And
So what can we do about it? As women, I think we need to start getting a bit more demanding.
demanding more and more.
Yeah, we need to demand. They say men say that women are too demanding in Kenya, but actually, really sincerely, I've traveled. Women in Kenya are the least demanding women I've ever seen. Really.
We are less demanding because we are afraid.
As
We
a
are
group.
tired. We are tired of demanding and they are not providing.
Yeah, many women provide for themselves.
Yeah.
They buy their own food, they pay their own rent, they pay for their car, they pay for the children's school fees. It's very few women, especially in this day and age, who are relying entirely on a man.
No.
Very, very few. Majority of us are actually quite whatever.
Independent.
So the thing is that maybe the men might feel that the women are demanding because we then expect much more from them apart from the basics that we are taking care of already. What else can we do to improve this situation, Pauline?
I think what we can do at a very early stage is mothers, parents should teach both boys and girls the family values. How boys should be taught how to respect women at a very tender age, and given the same chores.
Absolutely.
Yeah, given the same chores. If it's the kitchen, boy is there, the girl is there, clean the house, cooking, doing everything.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be barriers. This is for the boys, this is for the girls. No. I think we should start all this at a very tender age when they are growing up.
Yeah. Culture is never static. It's always changing. We need to change with the culture.
Yeah.
Long ago, it was okay, we could have men do their thing and women do their thing. But now we're sharing spaces. We're sharing office spaces. We're sharing
Career.
car spaces, career spaces. So we each need to help each other. We need to learn from those people who are in developed countries how to adapt and to work together and to live together. So if you can cook as a man, learn how to cook and enjoy it. It's not about helping your wife. It's helping yourself to have a nice meal, a nice tasty meal. The same thing with women. Also do the chores that men do. If you're the one who can also pay the school fees, if you can afford it, pay it. I mean, it doesn't make you any less of a woman, does it? No, it doesn't.
It doesn't really.
No. So in other words, the family pot of money is for the family. So what I would say is that, let us learn to kind of like be more egalitarian. But on the other hand, also let's remember that we are still women and men, and we're different. So let's treat each other with like empathy.
Respect.
Yeah, empathy and respect and love and consideration. A man has got his ego, pamper his ego, girls, pamper it. Because in the end, you pamper a man's ego, man, you're going to benefit from him.
Of course.
You're going to
Of
benefit
course.
from him being happy and have good self-esteem, and he will not be domestically violent on you. The same thing with a man. Look after your lady, polish her up, take her to the hair salon. Don't complain when she asks you for money for the hair salon. In fact, take her, sit there, let her, you don't have to sit there, but at least take her to the hair salon, let her look good, compliment her.
Appreciate
compliment
her
the
all the
clothes.
time.
Yeah, compliment her. And then also encourage her not to let herself go.
No.
Because there you are, you'll be looking for a lady with figure eight. Because your lady let herself go. Because she's always in the house cooking for you. So, the more you cook, the more fat you get. That's how it works.
Okay.
All right, guys, so we love you very much, Kenyan men, and we love you. Even if you've taken up the award of the stingiest men in the world, at least we've tried to clarify things, and we know that you can do better. We know you in the homes, so let's try and love each other and start to change. Let's not be like the way that people think that we are. There are people who have made mistakes in the past, men, and they spoil the basket of good men out there. They spoil the name of the good men out there.
So make a difference. It's
Yeah,
your turn
let's
now.
make a difference. It's your turn. And girls, come on, let's help the men, okay? Let's also be there to encourage them to change. On that note, guys, we love you. Take care. Thank you so much for subscribing. New subscribers, welcome. Subscribers who have been with me for a long time, 300 of you plus, welcome. One fine day we're going to hit 1,000. Help me to get monetized, guys. I'm not making money from this. Help me to get monetized, so that we can do some fun things together. I'm a fun-loving person. Believe me, once you get monetized, you're going to see a big difference, okay? All right, guys, so subscribe, like, and share my videos. Take care, and thank you so much for joining me. Cheers. Doo-doo.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.